A lot of companies create that awareness content, but forget the obvious next step, which is moving that person to booking the consultation. The missing piece here is most companies stop at the awareness stage. They work so hard to get people to be aware of their business. That's all they do, right? So they throw up a website. Everybody else has a website. We need a website too. Let's throw it up there. Let's get people aware of our business. But they don't educate, and therefore they don't convert people that come to them. So this is the huge piece that's missing a lot of times. A lot of companies create that awareness content, but forget the obvious next step, which is moving that person to booking the consultation. Every piece of content along the way has to have that clear next step, whatever it is in that different content funnel. Now, an example content funnel could be that it starts with a blog post. They stumble across a blog post when they're doing some research. Then they also see a Facebook post related to that. They get a newsletter from you that mentions that. They come visit your website. They set an appointment. So this is just one example. There are a lot of different ways that people could get into your world and get into that basically awareness phase of things. But what we need here is helpful content. It has to be helpful. It has to provide value. It has to answer whatever question they're trying to answer, right? It has to solve that problem for them, or at least offer a solution of some sort. At the same time, you need to have search visibility. So all of this effort doesn't work if you're not optimizing your content correctly for the search engines, and Google being the main one here. Optimize your content so that when somebody types in something related to that, yours is the one that comes up. You have to be found online. You have to have the right keywords in the right places and then appear in the SERPs or the SEO results. And then lastly, as I've mentioned a couple of times now, a clear CTA or call to action. Make sure they are guided to that next step, that it's easy to find, that it is obvious is the word I always like to use here, and obviously moves them over, ushers them towards setting that appointment. So now that you've started to create this content, you don't necessarily have to just continue to create more content, right? That's always a big piece. Oh my gosh, I'm busy running a business. Maybe I'm even taking phone calls and I'm on the ladder. Don't have time to create more content, or not a huge amount of new content. This is where you can start to leverage a lot of the content that you already have created. So one piece of content can do a lot more than just be a blog, right? It can be a blog post about plantation shutters, but that could actually turn into a lot of things. 5 different social media posts, maybe a Pinterest pin or 2 if you're using your own content, Facebook post, email newsletter, a video. There are a lot of things you can do with one piece of content. So instead of just thinking of a blog as a blog and that's it, I need to put that up this week, think about how you can take that, leverage that content, and move it onto other platforms that people might also be doing searches for that same thing. So the big piece of why this matters is this is how small teams can compete with bigger brands. It's very relevant for your audience. It gives you the option to take something that's already done, repurpose it on other places, and get more eyeballs on it without having to create new content. And that is the huge piece of this, is that you are multiplying the impact of stuff when you create it and after you have already created it. Thanks for tuning in with us here at Window Treatment Marketing Pros. This was just one piece of the conversation, so let's keep it going. Click right here for the next part and we'll see you there. Subscribe for more marketing tips for window treatment and awning companies.